Hey, what's up? Um, I have a problem, and it's a very particular nerdy one. I play Modular Synth, and I get the black panel version of a new module whenever I can, but not every module comes with a black panel. Sometimes you can buy one aftermarket that someone else has made, but not always with older modules or more rare ones. And I've seen people do lots of different things to solve this problem. Sometimes they just completely avoid getting a module that they actually want because of this panel thing. Um, so I have figured out a way of painting the panels nicely and not destroying them, and I figured that might be helpful to somebody. So, flip. Here's my modular right now. As you may be able to see, some of the modules are not black, and if you can't see that, then you actually have a different problem. So, okay, here's the module I did before. It's a nonlinear circuits triple sloth, and the regular panel is white. That stuck out like a sore thumb even more than the silver panels did. But I noticed that the panel is actually symmetrical. That means I could flip the panel over and paint the backside, as you can see. It's normally oriented in this direction, but I figured since I'm doing stuff like that, I might as well change it around even more. So basically, the short version is I rough up the surface so the paint sticks to it. I hit it with some black spray paint, then I hit it with the white paint marker, and then I hit it with a clear coat, and then I put the module back together. So if you want to see me do that, then I have some other silver modules that I would like to work on. As you can see, okay, so here's an example of an aftermarket black panel. So if you can, I recommend just getting those. These two modules are old and have been out of production for years. The Red Dragon filter on the left is horizontally symmetrical. The AD LFO actually is not symmetrical because of the LEDs on the right side. So that one I might have to paint the front of the panel. But all the other ones I'll be able to flip them around. So you can come with me on my journey of painting these modules, and the first step is to get the modules that I want to paint out of the case. So I've got the modules I want to work on right here. I'm just putting them in these containers so I can keep all the parts together. You probably know how to take modules apart, like, properly, right? You just take the little nuts off. The panel should come right off. It's a good idea to check if you're planning on flipping the panel around. Just check that it does actually fit the other way, the way you're planning on putting it on. Anyway, and I'm keeping my modules in separate bins, so I have all the parts. So I'm going to disassemble all of these, and then I'll show you the next part. So these are the panels I want to paint. First thing before we think about painting, we have to clean these because they're scratched from being against the case. And this one, since I'm painting the front, I really want to clean that because it's got you know, finger oils and stuff on it. And now they all have finger oil because I've touched them. So, isopropyl, nothing fancy. Smells like a doctor's office. Okay. Okay. That's good. Now, when you paint stuff with spray paint, it's usually a good idea, I find, to sort of rough up the surface a little bit. I'm using this really fine sandpaper. You don't want to use super rough sandpaper, but like, it doesn't say what grit this is, but it's pretty fine. So I'm just gonna lightly rough that up. Don't go overboard. Don't know if you can see what's happening, but I'm getting a surface that spray paint is gonna adhere to a lot better. And then I can wipe off. It might be good to put this on a surface so that I don't scratch the front plate against the table. Okay, another thing I'm going to do to protect the front panels, if I ever want to reverse these back over again, I need to protect these with masking tape. Okay, I think we're ready to actually start painting. Painting time. I've got Montana black, I guess. Black spray paint. The most important thing is I'm gonna do light coats. Don't overdo it with the paint. It's tempting to like spray, you know, every spot of it all at once, but go light and do multiple coats. Nice and even. Let's see how it goes. All right. I see a little bit of like speckling and dripping, but that's to be expected. It's gonna happen unless you're really good at this. Even that might have been like too much for the first coat. But it is what it is. I'm gonna leave that for a few minutes and come back, do another one. Coat number 2. Okay, let's see what we got. These are dry enough. They're pretty even. Yeah, they look alright. Not bad, right? Not bad. Let's see if the front panel is unscathed or if any paint kind of dripped through. That looks okay. There's a little bit of paint on the screw holes, but I can clean that up again with isopropyl. Maybe I don't want to pull the tape off of it. Doesn't matter. Yeah, let's leave the tape on it just to protect the other panels. Okay, so now it's time to do the markings on the panels because they're blank. Here's what I got for that. These are Posca paint markers. I don't know. They're like the kind of markers with paint and a little rattly thing. It's like the marker version of a spray paint thing. And you know what I'm gonna do? I have this blank. This might be a good idea for you if you're not like as confident with the paint. Paint a blank, you know, get a silver blank like this and do this whole process on there. You'll get more comfortable. So what I'm gonna do is use white and silver on the back of this blank and sort of see which one I like better. Anyway, this is up to you. You can use any color, obviously. I think I'm gonna go with like white. And the next thing I need is I need to know what the module actually looks like. So I've got my reference images, and I'm just gonna, you know, go through these one by one and put down just the information I need to know on each module. You see that little line? That one looks way off to me. So I'm gonna show you isopropyl on a little Q-tip. And I think I'll be able to get that. Yeah, see that? It's gone. Easy. Now let's try again. Make sure that's evaporated. That's more like it. So don't stress too much about getting it right on the first try, because you can erase things pretty easily. If you erase too much, then you can tell I pulled a little bit of the spray paint off with it. So like, you know, it's not ideal or anything, but you can do that and it came out nicely. And by the way, if you get any of this extra spray that comes through the holes, same thing. Just use your Q-tip with alcohol. Comes right out. No worries. Now that I've got a panel that I'm happy with, if I were to screw it all back together right now, like that would be okay. But I think best practice is to put clear coat over this whole thing just to seal it together so the paint like stays where it is. This is one that I have. It says non-yellowing, UV resistant, protective coat. It's got this. It says basically, yeah, all the same things. I think these are both glossy, like they're pretty much the same thing as far as I can tell. I'm just gonna use this one. Come on. That's not a one-handed thing. Actually, I guess it is. Okay, so I really should be doing this outside. Whatever. Just do this in a well-ventilated area, wear a mask. You'll be fine. Okay. So I just made a bit of a mistake here. Can you tell what the mistake is? How about now? Yeah, you can't read that under there. So I need to take the paint off of these 6 controls because I think they're all too close to the knob. I found that it's easier to get the spacing of the lettering right if you put the nuts sort of over where the holes go. Make sure there's nothing on there, because anything that's on there is gonna get stuck on there after I coat it. Oh, actually, there's one thing I should do before I do this. Alright, take a look at this one. With the paint marker, you can only draw so small before the little holes are gone. You know, like in the lowercase e, there's supposed to be a hole in the top like that. But if you draw it any smaller than that, then it goes away. Same thing with the uppercase A, the little O. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this fine black felt pen, very fine, and I'm just gonna carefully, I'm gonna put this down. Do that before you do the clear coat. I hope you can see like what I'm talking about. I think you can, right? Just some attention to detail, you know what I mean? The thing with me is I can't leave well enough alone. I just have to modify every piece of equipment I have. Even the things that they're already good, they don't need any adjustment. I just can't help myself, I have to change things. I have one of those little Micro Freak like keyboards, and I modded it and then it was worse and I changed it back. And then I swapped some of the knobs around. I made the white knobs orange and the orange knobs white. Just because I have to be special. Can't just do whatever the default thing is. I played a show the other day and I was singing, and I brought this weird mic that is not meant to be a vocal mic. No one uses it on vocals. Sorry. And after the show, the sound tech told me you know, you probably shouldn't be using that mic. Like, you'd be better off with almost anything else. I said, well, but I want to be special. I want it to be different. So this is just me being special for no reason. But you know what the reason is? It's to look cool. Looking cool is very important. And I'll go to extreme lengths to look cool as a musician. That's what I'm doing. Just giving my instrument a little makeover. I did this wrong. Okay, I got all the modules assembled again. Wanna see them? Yeah, not bad, right? What do you think? It definitely looks more DIY, and they're black, you know? I think it's gonna look cool when I install them, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Yeah, that's more like it. All black everything. Except for this, I have a panel coming for that one, so I'm not doing it DIY, but I could. Black. I think they look good in the rack, but I don't know, you guys tell me. What do you think? Would you do this? Have you ever considered it? If you have considered it, if you've considered doing this and you were like too afraid to pull it off, or you don't think you could make it look nice, or you're fine. Just do it. If you want. You know, these are your modules. You're not destroying them. It's not like removing value from them. I think it's adding value. And now you know how to do it. Knowledge is power, I guess. And let me know if you think that this is hideous and terrible, and I disagree, because it's clearly awesome, and you're wrong if you think that. Either way, love it or hate it, thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. I love you.